Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Archana Priyadashini, Assistant Professor in the Department of IC, Canada Engineering College. Let's discuss about root polynomials under Module 4 of Discrete Maths course. So first of all, let's see the definition of root polynomials. Let's consider a board that resembles a chessboard, a complete chessboard, or a part of a chessboard. Let n be the number of squares present in the board. So here the number of squares is 9. Okay. Pawns will be placed in the squares of the board in such a way that not more than one pawn occupies a square. That means there will be only one pawn present in a particular square. According to pigeonhole principle, we know that not more than n pawns can be used. That is, not more than 9 pawns can be used in this example. So, 2 pawns will be placed on the board having 2 or more squares. They are said to capture each other if they are in the same row or if they are in the same column, like this. So, then these 2 are said to capture each other. So, we need to find out in how many ways can we place the pawns so that they do not capture themselves. Okay, that is nothing but your root polynomial. So, no 2 pawns in the same row or in the same column. No 2 pawns must be in the same row or in the same column of the chessboard. So, such a root polynomial is given by 1 plus nx plus r2 x square plus so on plus rn x raised to n. So, this is nothing but your root polynomial where n represents the number of squares in the board. So, if the board is given the name C, okay, let's name this chessboard as C. So, how could this root polynomials be written as? R of C comma x is 1 plus nx plus r2 x square plus so on plus rn x raised to n. So, this is your root polynomial for the board C. So, while defining this polynomial, it has been assumed that n is always greater than or equal to 2. That is, the number of squares is always 2 or greater than 2. So, in case if it happens to be that there is only one square in the chessboard, so what will be a root polynomial? It will be 1 plus x. So, where here this entire formulae is dropped down to here where n is just 1, right, for a one square board. So, we will be having 1 plus x. So, let us consider an example. Let us say this is the chessboard. So, there are 4 squares. Now, for this board, we have to design what is R1, R2, R3 and R4, root polynomial. Considering 1, okay, considering whether one pawn, how many, is it possible to place one pawn, okay. Next, is it possible to place 2 pawns, what are the number of ways, okay, we have to find out. So, like that for 3 pawns as well as for 4 pawns. So, obviously, we cannot place 4 pawns, and what is the number of ways of placing 3 pawns? If we place here 1 pawn, we can place it over here, right, but we cannot place it over here, correct. So, that means at the most 2 pawns can be placed so that they do not attack each other. So, R3 will be 0, right. So, what is the number of ways of placing 1 pawn exactly? So, this will be nothing but your number of squares. So, R1 is 4. Okay. So, what about R2? In how many ways can the pawns be placed so that they do not attack each other? In how many ways? By placing 2 pawns. So, I can place the first pawn here. Can I place the second pawn anywhere else so that they do not attack each other? I cannot place it over here. This location is avoided. Even this location is avoided. Whereas this is okay. So, we can have 1, 4, right? And we can have 2, 3. If I start placing it over here, if I start placing 1 pawn over here, The second pawn I can have it placed over here, but not here or not here, right? So there are two ways of placing the pawns so that they do not capture themselves. So these are the values of R1, R2, R3 and R4. So now we can design what is the rook polynomial of the chessboard, the name C. So it is nothing but 1 plus nx. So what is the value of n? N is the number of squares. So for this example it is 4. 1 plus nx plus r2x square. So what is the value of r2? 2x square. And r3 is 0, r4 is 0. So your rook's polynomial will be reduced to 1 plus 4x plus 2x square. This is how we find the rook's polynomial. Let's take another example. Let me have this board 1, 2, okay, and I have the board that is 4, 5 and 6. So this is the chessboard, okay. These are not there, okay. We are considering only these blocks. So how many squares are there? R1 is nothing but the value of n, which is 6. So 6 squares in the chessboard, right? So how can we find out what is R2, R3, R4, R5, R6? So what is R2? Number of ways in which two pawns can be placed so that they do not attack themselves. So we can have one pawn is placed over here, another pawn can be placed here, right? That is 1-3 pair. Likewise 2-3 also is possible, right? What about 1-4? 1-4 is not possible. They are in the same row or the same column, right? We can have 1-5, we can have 1-6, then I can have 2-4 and 2-6, right? Likewise I can have 3-4 and 3-5. So here we have found out what is R2, right? These are the pairs in which we can have two non-capturing rooks or pawns. So these pairs, there are how many pairs? There are 8 such pairs. So value of R2 is 8. So now we have to find out 3 mutually non-capturing rooks. So we can have one pawn placed here, the second pawn placed here, the third pawn can be placed here. That is, we can have the pair 1, 3, 5. Okay, we can have the pair 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay, can we have any other pairs? Can we have any other pairs? So from 1 I can have only just 1, 3, 5. I cannot have 1, 3, 6. From 2 I can have just 2, 3, 4. Right? I cannot have 2, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 6. So these are the maximum non-capturing rooks, right? So R3, value of R3 is 2. So let's find out for R4. Obviously for R4, R5 and R6 is 0, right? So we cannot have 4 pawns placed so that they do not capture each other. See, if we start placing one pawn here, second pawn here, third pawn if we start placing here, and one more pawn if we have to place, they will capture, they are going to capture themselves. Therefore, the value of R4 or R5 or R6 is 0. And next, if you calculate what is the rook polynomial, it is given by R of C, x. It's nothing but 1 plus nx plus R2 x square plus so on plus Rn x raised to n, right? So it is nothing but 1 plus n. Value of n is the number of squares, which is 6x plus R2 is 8x square plus so on plus till R6 we need to write, okay. But since R4, R5, R6 are 0, okay, we can write up till R3. So it is equivalent to 2x cube. So this is the final rook's polynomial, 1 plus 6x plus 8x square plus 2x cube, right? Let's take another example. Let's take another chessboard. So let's assume we have got this particular chessboard. Four, 6, 7, 8 and 5. Okay, let's assume this is the chessboard. We need to find out the rook's polynomial. So how many squares are there in this? The value of n or R1 is 8. That is the number of squares, right? So we have to find out what is R2, R3, R4 up till R8. Okay, so R2 represents what is the value of R2? See, we can have pairs 1 5, 2 5, okay, and 2 4, 2 5, then 3 4. Then we can have 1 7, 1 8, 2 6, 2 8, right? We can have 3 6 and 3 7. We can have 5 7 and 5 6. We can have 4 7 and 4 8. So how many pairs are there? 15 pairs. So how many pairs are? Oh, I think I have repeated this. Yeah, it's 14 pairs, right? So the value of R2 is 14. 14 such non-capturing rooks. Next, let's find out what is R3. Okay, we can have the pair. First pawn can be placed here. Second pawn can be placed here. Third pawn can be placed here. That is, we can have 1 5 7. Okay, the second option is 2 4 and 8. Correct. 2 4 and 8 is possible. Likewise 3 4 and 7 is possible. Then can we have 2 5 and 6? Yes, that is also possible. What else can we have? 1 5 and 7, that is already written. No other pairs with 1. Then 2 4 and 8 is already done. 2 4 7 is not possible, or 2 4 6 is also not possible. Then 3 4 and 7, that is the only one option, right? And 2 5, okay, 2 5 and 6 was done, right? Only these 4 pairs. So with these pairs we are able to find out the non-capturing rooks. The value of R3 is 4. Now let's find out what is the value of R4. Can we have more than 3 pairs that are sitting in the chessboard so that they do not capture each other? So can we have 1 5 7, and after that can we place any more pawns so that they do not capture each other? No. We cannot place it over here, we cannot place it over here, neither can we place it over here. Therefore, the value of R4, R5, R6, R7 and R8, all of them are 0. So, let's write down what is Rook's polynomial. It is given by R of C, x, which is nothing but 1 plus nx plus R2x square plus R3x cube, so on up till R8, right? R8x power 8. So, the value is 1 plus 8x, correct? Plus value of R2 which we have found out is 14. So 14x square. The value of R3 which we have found out is 4. So 4x cube. Rest all values of R4 till R8 are 0. So we'll stop up till here, and this is your Rook's polynomial for this chessboard. Okay, so again in this Rook polynomial we have got the usage of expansion formula as well as product formula. We will see them in detail. So for n cross n board, okay, if I have got n cross n chessboard where n is always greater than or equal to 2, R1 will be n square, right? N square. And the Rook's polynomial is given by C of n comma k into P of n comma k. So I will tell you what is C of n comma k. C of n comma k, that means that for this board one can choose k rows out of n rows. Okay, that is a representation of C of n comma k. One can choose k rows out of n rows in C of n comma k ways. After that, k rooks can be placed in k rows so that there is exactly one rook in each row and no two rooks are in the same column, and that is represented by P of n comma k. Totally it is C of n comma k into P of n comma k, which is nothing but n factorial by n minus k the whole factorial into k factorial into n factorial by n minus k the whole factorial, which is nothing but k factorial into c of n comma k the whole square. So this is the Rook's polynomial for n cross n chessboard, where c of n comma k represents that one can choose k rows out of n rows in C of n comma k ways, and after this placement, k rooks can be placed in the k rows so that there is exactly one rook in each row and no two rooks are in the same column. That is done by P of n comma k ways. Okay, so this is the Rook's polynomial considering n cross n chessboard. So let's look into the expansion formula, and when we have to apply this expansion formula is important. So expansion formula states that this formula is basically used whenever we have got squares in the board such that they have one row or one column in common. Okay, so let's say for example, this is the board. Okay, and here you can observe that there is the intersection, or they have one row in common. Okay, this entire board will be divided into two boards and they have one row in common. So there we can apply this expansion formula. Okay, and we have got another formula, that is product formula, and we are using this only for disjoint boards. That is, if I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my board. So here you observe that there is no row or column which is common to both the boards. They are disjoint. So there we are applying product rule. Okay, let's come back to expansion formula. So what is this expansion formula? Let's say in a given board C, suppose we choose a particular square and mark it as star. Okay, I am choosing a particular square and I mark it as star. So let D be the board obtained from C, okay, by deleting the rows and columns of that particular square. So we are extracting a row called D by deleting the row and column where we have marked star. So what will be the remaining board? 3 and 4 if you take this example, right? And we are going to divide this entire board C into D and E boards. So where D represents the board obtained by deleting the row and column containing the star or asterisk that is marked. Okay, and E be the board obtained from C by deleting only the square containing star. So E is the board just by deleting only the square containing star. So I had marked 1 as star. So I am deleting only this board that contains star. So what will be the board E? E will be 2, 3, 4. Got it? So this is how you construct, how do you divide the entire board C into D and E. And then we are applying the formula. The Rook's polynomial for this expansion formula is given by x into r of d comma x plus r of e comma x. Okay, this is the expansion formula for the chessboard C. So it is given by r of c comma x is nothing but x into r of d comma x plus r of e comma x. So let's take a particular problem. The question is, find the Rook's polynomial for a 2 cross 2 board. Okay, for a 2 cross 2 board by using expansion formula. So here they mentioned what formula you have to use. Okay, fine. So the figure is exactly the same as we have seen before. We have already solved this 2 cross 2 board like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we are having this board. Now our task is to mark a particular square. So I'll be marking this as I'll be marking a square, particular square 1 with the asterisk symbol. I need to extract the board D and E. So D is the board obtained by deleting the rows and column containing the asterisk. So D board will have just one square which is marked 4. and E board is the square or the board obtained by deleting only the square containing asterisk. So E will be 2, 3 and 4. So this is how board E and D looks. Now we have to apply the Rook's polynomial to the individual boards. So R of D comma X contains just one square. So it is given by 1 plus nx. So what is the value of n here? Just one square we have got nx. So R of D comma X is just 1 plus x. What will be R of E comma X? It is nothing but I will be writing the general formula here, 1 plus nx plus R2 x square plus so on plus Rn x raised to n. So here we have got how many squares? 2 squares. We have to find out up till R3. Okay, what is the value of R1 for this board E? For the board E, we can directly say that R1 is n is nothing but the number of squares in the board, that is 3. What is the value of R2? How we can place two pawns so that they do not attack each other? We can have first pawn here, second pawn here, right? I think this is the only one option we have got of placing the pawns, 2 pawns. So we can write it as R2 is equal to 1. Right? Can we place 3 pawns? Obviously not. So value of R3 is 0. Let's substitute all these values in our general form. R of E comma X will be 1 plus 3x plus x square. Right? So totally the C board is the Rook's polynomial for that is the expansion formula is given by R of C comma X is x into R of D comma X, correct, plus R of E comma X. So it is x into 1 plus x, correct, plus 1 plus 3x plus x square. 1 plus 3x plus x square. So what we get is, here we get x plus x square plus 1 plus 3x plus x square. We will be getting it as 2x square plus 4x plus 1. Okay, so this is the result of expansion formula by considering this chessboard. Let's take another example for a 3 cross 3 board. Okay, this is also an important problem. We have solved for a 3 cross 3 board, however, previously. So what we will do now is, let's write the question. Find the Rook's polynomial for a 3 cross 3 board by using the expansion formula. So let's draw the 3 cross 3 board. Okay, this is a 3 cross 3 board. Let's mark a particular square as asterisk. I'll be marking in the center. Now let's divide this board, chessboard, into exactly 2 boards. One is D and E. So D represents the board obtained by deleting the row and column corresponding to that asterisk. So what we'll be getting is just the squares in the side. So this is what we are getting. We are not getting even this one. Okay. So how many squares are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. So and what is the value of E and what is the board obtained? It is a board obtained just by deleting the square containing asterisk. So we have got this board. Okay. So this is the board that we obtained, right? Let's calculate the Rook's polynomial for the board D. I can write it as, for board D, R1 is equal to n is the number of squares is 4, right? What is the value of R2? We can place first pawn here, the second pawn here, and the second option is I can place the first pawn here and the second pawn here, right? Just we have got 2 ways of placing the 2 pawns together so that they do not attack each other. So we cannot have R3 value as well as we cannot have R4 value for this board. And for board E, Okay, for board E, the value of R1 or N is the number of squares. 1. So, what is the number of squares here? 1 square is gone out of 9 square. 8. R1 is equal to N equal to 8. The value of R2, I think we have already calculated. If you have already calculated, we can just write it. Can make use of that Rook's polynomial formula only. This is the board that we have already calculated, and we have found out the Rook's polynomial as 1 plus 8x plus 14x square plus 4x cube. We can write directly that in case this is asked a separate problem, you need to calculate it. But for now, I am just using the Rook's polynomials. Is given by 1 plus 8x plus 14x square plus 4x cube. Since this is already calculated, okay, I am writing it directly. If this was asked as a separate problem, you need to calculate separately for the two boards. Okay, let me calculate for this board D. D is not calculated. So R of D, this is E, right, of E comma X. R of D comma X. So what is R of D comma X? R of D comma X is given by 1 plus 4x plus 2x square. Right? 1 plus 4x plus 2x square, and R of E comma X is this one. We are using expansion formula, so it is given by R of C comma X is nothing but x into R of D comma X plus R of E comma X. That is x into 1 plus 4x plus 2x square plus 1 plus 8x plus 14x square plus 4x cube. Okay, here we get x plus 4x square plus 2x cube plus 1 plus 8x plus 14x square plus 4x cube. So we get 6x cube plus 18x square plus 9x plus 1. Okay, so this is the result of expansion formula applied to the board. So let's take another variety of problem wherein you will be given, you are supposed to apply the product formula. Let me take the product formula. So let's define what is this product formula. As I have told previously, when we have to use this product formula, right? So this product formula is, let's say we have got board C, okay, and this board C is made up of two parts, C1 and C2, where C1 and C2 have no squares in the same row or no squares in the same column. Such parts are called as disjoint subboards. Okay, they are called disjoint subboards. There we are going to apply the product formula, and it is given by R of C comma X is R of C1 comma X into R of C2 comma X. Right? So this is the product formula. Let's take a problem. Find the Rook's polynomial for the given board. So the board is 1, 2, 3, 4, and somewhere you have got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is the board. Rest all you do not have any values. Okay. So now here we are going to apply product formula because two boards are disjoint, right? Two disjoint subboards. One is C1 and this one, if we consider, this is C2, right? We need to find the Rook's polynomial for both of them. Fine. We have already calculated the Rook polynomial for this 2 cross 2 board. So if this is asked a separate question, you cannot write directly. You need to calculate each values, individual values of R1, R2, R3, R4. But now, for now, I am just reusing that Rook's polynomial. See, this is the board, right? 2 cross 2 board. We know that it is the Rook's polynomial is given by 1 plus 4x plus 2x square. We have already calculated. I will apply the Rook's polynomial for this board here. So I can write R of C1 comma x is 1 plus 4x, okay, plus 2x square. And about C2, once again, this is already calculated. So if you have already calculated, you can write directly, or else you have to recalculate them. Okay, in case we have not utilized that example, we have to calculate again. So since I have not calculated this value, I will be rewriting them. So what is the value of n here? So for this board C2, here what is the value of n, or what is the value of R1? The value of R1 is 7, right? The value of R1 is 7, and the value of R2 is, how we can place the 2 pawns? So I can have 2 non-capturing pawns as the pairs 5, 8, right? I can place it here 6 or 7. I can have 5, 11, 6, 10, 7, 11, 8, 10, 5, 9, 6, 9, right? And 7, 9 or 8, 9. So how many of them are there here? So I have written the pairs of non-capturing positions. These are 10 in number. Value of R2 is 10. Let's find 3 non-capturing rooks. So can we have 3 non-capturing rooks? So one pawn can be placed here. The second pawn can be placed here. Okay. Then the third pawn can be placed in this position. Likewise, I can have 6, 7 and 9, right? Any others can we have? No, they are just 2 in number. So the value of R3 is 2, right? We cannot have R4 or R5 or R6 or R7 because I am calculating till the number of squares. All of them are 0. Let's calculate the Rook's polynomial. It is given by R of C2 comma x is 1 plus 7x plus 10x square plus 2x cube. That's all. R4 and all are 0. So this is the Rook's polynomial for both C2. So let's use product formula to combine both of the Rook polynomial. So the product formula is, just remember this, we have got 1 plus 4x plus 2x square, and we have got 1 plus 7x plus 10x square plus 2x cube for this board. So when we apply product formula, this product formula is given by R of C comma x is R of C1 comma x into R of C2 comma x. So this is given by 1 plus 4x plus 2x square into 1 plus 7x plus 10x square plus 2x cube. 10x square plus 2x cube. So you can also simplify this answer. So actually we will be getting 1 plus 11x plus 40x square plus 56x cube plus 28x4 plus 4x raised to 5. You can keep it like this, or you can simplify it further. Okay, this is one such problem under product formula. Let's take another problem. The question is to find the Rook polynomial. Okay, find the Rook's polynomial for the board. So the board is given as 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 6, 7, 8 and 5. So this is the board. Okay, this is the chessboard. We need to find the Rook's polynomial. They have not mentioned whether you have to use expansion or product formula. You can combine product as well as expansion formula wherever required. Okay. First, what we need to do is we need to mark a particular square as star. Okay, I'll be marking 6 square as star. Now I'll be dividing this board into two boards. Okay, two different boards, right? So D represents the board obtained by deleting the row and column. So D will be having 1 and 3, and then it will have 5. And E board will be the board obtained just by deleting the square containing that star asterisk. Okay, so we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And they will be having 7, 8 and 5 here. This is 8. Okay, so this is your board E. Fine. Now let's draw the Rook's polynomial for board D. So R of D comma x will be 1 plus nx. N, what is the number of squares? R1 is 3, right? Plus R2. How we can find R2? R2 is, we can have the pair 1 and 5, that's all. Okay, if one pawn is placed here, another pawn can be placed just here. No other choice. So it is 1 into x square, right? So this is the value of Rook's polynomial for the board D. Now let's find out for board E. Okay, so what we do is, once again we have to divide the board into two different boards. Let's say we divide it into D dash and E dash. Before that, we have to mark a particular square. Let's say I mark this square number 5 as asterisk. Now I have to obtain both D dash and E dash. So D dash is the board obtained by deleting that row and column corresponding to that board. So what will be board D dash? D dash will be 1, 2, and then you have got basically no connection, just another square, 7. So this is your D dash. Okay, what is your E dash? E dash is the board obtained just by deleting that square containing asterisk. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7, 8. So E dash will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll have 7 and 8. So this is your E dash. Let's find the Rook's polynomial for each one of them. So in D dash, okay, D dash board, I'll be writing that board here 1, 2, and then you've got 7. So in D dash, how do you calculate? The value of n is 3, that is R1 is 3. Value of R2 is 1 pawn, you can place it over, another pawn here. Likewise, we have got 2 of them, right? 1, 7 and 2, 7. So R2 is 2. What about the value of R3? It is 0. So R of D dash comma x is 1 plus R1 x plus R2 x square. Okay, R2 is 2. So this is the Rook's polynomial for D dash board. Now let's write for E dash board. So I'll be rewriting the E dash board once again. Okay, this is E dash board. Let's calculate the Rook's polynomial for this E dash board. And finally, we have to club these values into our E board, because we have divided E into D dash and E dash, right? Okay. Now, what we have to do is, once again, since the board E dash is made up of two disjoint boards. See, do we have any row or column in which is common to the boards? These are different boards, right? We don't have row and column common to the both the boards. So we are taking it as two separate boards. Okay, two separate boards. See, 4 and 7 do not have any row or column in common, right? So these are two different boards. We have to apply product formula. So R of E dash comma x is given by. So we have to apply Rook's polynomial to this one as well as Rook's polynomial to this. So this we have already calculated, so I can directly reuse the formula, but anyways, if they have asked this as a separate question, we need to calculate separately. Okay, so by applying the product formula, first of all, I am calculating the Rook's polynomial for C1 board. Let's say C1 and let's say this is C2. Okay, R of C1 comma x will be 1 plus, how many squares are there? 4x plus in how many, what is the value of R2? Okay, what is the value of R2? We can place 2 pawns so that they do not attack each other in 2 ways, right? And the value of R3 as well as R4 is 0 for this C1 board, correct? So it is, the Rook's polynomial is given by 1 plus R1x plus R2 x square. R3 and R4 are 0. So this is the value of the first board. Next, coming to R of C2 comma x will be, how many squares are there? 2 squares. So I'll be writing it as 1 plus 2x. And can we place 2 pawns together? No, right? So this is just the value of both of them. Okay, by applying the product rule, so R of E dash comma x is nothing but the product of R of C1 comma x into R of C2 comma x. So it will be 1 plus 4x plus 2x square into 1 plus 2x. So this is the Rook polynomial for the entire board, chessboard E dash. So that is we have applied here product formula and obtained this. Okay. So now we have to substitute all these values back into our board, original board, right? We have divided E into D dash and E dash, and just now we have found out what is the value of E dash. And we have to combine them with the expansion formula. So we have to find R of E comma x. So what is R of E comma x? R of E comma x is, by expansion formula, it is given by x into R of D comma x plus R of R of D dash comma, we have divided into D dash and E dash, right? D dash and E dash. This is the expansion formula. Okay. We know what is D dash comma x, we have found out. It is 1 plus 3x plus 2x square. And what is E dash? E dash is the recent value, 1 plus 4x plus 2x square into 1 plus 2x. So let's resubstitute here back. So x into 1 plus 3x plus 2x square, okay, plus 1 plus, so this will be 1 plus, what is the value of E dash comma x? We have already calculated. It is 1 plus 6x, okay, plus 10x square plus 4x cube. Okay, we can simplify this further. What we get is x plus 3x square plus 2x cube plus 1 plus 6x plus 10x square plus 4x cube, or we get 6x cube, right, plus 13x square plus 7x plus 1, or I can write it as is equivalent to 1 plus 7x plus 13x square plus 6x cube. Okay. So we have found out the Rook's polynomial for this entire board. Okay. And we already know the Rook's polynomial for the half of the board, remaining half of the board. So now we have to combine them using expansion formula once again. Okay. So what is the Rook's polynomial for this entire board given? So what we have done is we have divided this board into 2 boards, D and E. Once again we have divided E into 2 more boards, D dash and E dash. And E dash was, we didn't further divide them because it is based on product formula. Okay. Now for finding all the answers to the subboards, we are combining them back to our original board based on some formulas. Okay. We have to find out R of C comma x. So what is R of C comma x? It is x into R of D comma x plus R of E comma x. So you know R of D comma x is 1 plus 3x plus 1 plus 3x plus x square. And we know R of E comma x, we have found out recently, that is this one, right? So we'll substitute over here. We'll be getting 1 plus 3x plus x square plus 1 plus 7x plus 13x square plus 6x cube. So this will be x plus 3x square plus x cube plus 1 plus 7x plus 13x square plus 6x cube. So what we get? 7x cube plus 16x square plus 8x plus 1. right? So this is what we get. So this is the root polynomial for this entire chessboard. Okay, let's take a different problem which is related to the arrangements with forbidden positions. Let's take a problem that is related to arrangements with forbidden positions. Let's see, in a chessboard, we are supposed to place m objects, or m objects are to be arranged in n places where n is greater than or equal to m. And in case we have got constraints under which some of the objects, cannot occupy certain places. Such places are called forbidden positions. And the number of ways of carrying out this task is given by n complement, which is nothing but s naught. So s naught represents the value of n, okay, and it is we have a general formula for representing sk, okay. So n complement represents the number of ways in which we can place some of the objects with certain constraints. That is, if we have got m objects and they are to be placed in n places, and if there is a restriction that not all objects can be placed and some of the objects cannot be placed in certain places, so such places are called forbidden positions. And the number of ways of carrying out this task is given by n complement, which is nothing but s naught minus s1 plus s2 minus s3 plus minus 1 whole raised to n sn, where s naught is n factorial and sk is given by n minus k the whole factorial into rk, for k is equal to 1, 2, 3, so on up till n. So rk is the coefficient of x raised to k in the Rook's polynomial of the board, and the squares represents the forbidden positions. So let's look into a problem related to this. Let's say this is the question. Certain fruits are taken. Here we have got 4 fruits: apple, banana, mango and orange. Okay. If all these fruits are to be distributed to 4 students, 4 boys. So I am naming them B1, B2, B3 and B4. Okay. And the boys B1 and B2 do not wish to have an apple. Okay, let's say this is the case. Boys B1 and B2 do not wish to have an apple. And boys B3 and B3 does not want banana or mango. Okay. And B4, he refuses orange. The question is, in how many ways the distribution can be made so that no boy is displeased. So let's draw the chessboard. So the rows represents the items. Okay, here apple, banana, mango and orange. Okay, and the columns represent to whom it is given. So it is given to 4 boys. I will be naming them B1, B2, B3, B4 as per the question. So let's mark the chessboard. B1 and B2 does not want apple, or they do not wish to have an apple as per the question. B1 and B2 do not wish to have an apple. So I am just marking them. Okay. Next, B3 does not wish to have banana or mango. B3 does not wish to have banana or mango. Then B4 does not wish to have orange. Okay, B4 does not wish to have an orange. So this is the chessboard that we have to consider. We can observe that all the 3 boards, they are disjoint. That means there is no row or column in common. We have to apply product rule. So let's consider this as chessboard C. So by applying product formula, it is nothing but R of C1x into R of C2x. So this is our board C2, this is C1 and this is C3 into R of C3x, right? So let's calculate for each one of them. R of C1x is given by 1 plus n. What is the number of squares there in C1 board? 2, right? 1 plus R1x plus R2 is not there, right? We cannot place two pawns so that they do not attack each other. Likewise, this also is 1 plus 2x. We have got just 2 squares in this board. And the last board, we have got just 1 square. Okay, in the last board, we have got just 1 square. It is given by 1 plus nx. N value is 1. So we get 1 plus 2x, the whole square into 1 plus x. So let's simplify this. 1 plus 2x plus 2x plus we get 1 plus 5x plus 8x square plus 4x cube. If we simplify this, we will be getting this answer. Okay, now we know the value of R1, right? So R1 is 5, R2 is 8, R3 is 4, right? So we have to calculate what is n complement, that is S0 minus S1 plus S2 minus S3. So S0 is n factorial, it is the number of squares. So how many squares are there in the board? How many squares are there in the chessboard? So we have got 5 squares, right? That is what we can tally. See, when we get the answer like this for the chessboard, we can tally it back. Like, how many squares are there? 5. I have got 5 over here, right? Then can I place the 2 pawns in 8 ways? Okay, if I want, I can check it like this. One option, second option, third option, fourth option, fifth option, sixth option. Okay, like that I can check. We will be having 8 ways. Then seventh option, okay, eighth option. Okay, I have got 8 ways of placing 2 pawns so that they do not attack each other. Yes, I can tally it back. So once you got, this is the way you can tally the answer. So we get S0 minus S1 plus S2 minus S3. We have to calculate up till this R3 value. That's why I have written just till S3. So we know how to calculate. So S0 is given by n factorial, right? S0 is n factorial. But here n represents, okay, what does n represent me is, in how many ways m objects can be placed in n places, right? So when we consider such a problem wherein we need to find these kind of forbidden positions are given, n represents the places. That means to whom it is given. So here 4 boys, okay, that represents the value of n. So S0 is given by n factorial. So value of n is 4. Okay, it is given to 4 boys. So S0 is 4 factorial, which is nothing but 24. Next, if we find out S1, the value of S1 or Sk is given by n minus k factorial into Rk, right? Which is nothing but 4 minus, if we try to find out S1, k value is 1, right? So value of n is 4. 4 minus 1 the whole factorial into R1. That is nothing but 3 factorial into R1 value is 5. So what we get? 30. Okay, like this we have to find out the values of S2 and S3. So when we try to find out the value of S2, so S2 will be n minus k factorial 4 minus 2 the whole factorial into R2, which is 2 factorial into the value of R2 is 8. Okay, what we get is 16. S2 value is 16. And S3 is again n minus k the whole factorial into rk. So it is 1 into what is the value of R3? The value of R3 is 4. Okay. So here are the values of S0, S1, S2 and S3. We have to find out n complement. Let's substitute all these values back in our equation. So value of S0 we have got 24. Right. S0 we have got 24 and S1 we have got 30. S1 is 30 and S2 is 16, S3 is 4. Let's simplify this. So we get here minus 6 plus 16, 10 plus 4 is 6. So this gives the number of ways of distributing the fruits under the given constraints. So you may get such a problem wherein you need to know the formulas where to apply expansion rule or product rule, and then we need to know the formula, basic formula for forbidden positions. Let's take another problem. This is an important question. The question is 5 teachers T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5. They are made as class teachers for 5 classrooms. Okay, they are made class teachers for the 5 classrooms. So they will be representing it as C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5. One teacher for each class. So T1 and T2, they do not wish to become class teachers for C1 or C2. Likewise, T3 and T4 do not wish to become class teachers for C4 or C5, and T5 do not wish to become class teachers for C3 or C4 or C5. In how many ways can the teachers be assigned the work? Okay, in how many ways can the teachers be assigned the work? So this is the question. Here you must know that you need to draw the chessboard. So let's draw the chessboard with the given conditions. Okay, I'll be marking the rows. First of all, the rows represents teachers. How many teachers are there? 5 teachers. Okay, 5 teachers. They are to teach 5 classrooms: C1, C2, C3, C4 and let's say C5. Okay, C5. So 5 classrooms. So now the condition is T1 and T2. T1 and T2, they do not wish to become class teachers for C1 or C2. Let's mark it. So this is the thing, this entire square board. Okay, and T3 and T4 do not wish to become class teachers for C4 or C5. So T3 and T4 do not wish to become class teachers for C4 and C5. And the last is T5 do not wish to become class teacher for C3, C4 and C5. That is for all the 3 classrooms. So we get this board and this another board. Okay, they are disjoint boards. Right, this is one board and this is another board. They are disjoint boards. So we can apply product formula. See, if this question is already asked, you can reuse that Rook's polynomial. For now, since I have already solved it before, I am just referring to the Rook's polynomial for the corresponding board. Yes, I have solved it over here. You can observe. This is the board which is similar to that. It is exactly same, right? Just the numbers are not given, and I have calculated the Rook's polynomial. It is found to be 1 plus 11x plus 40x square plus 56x cube plus 28x raised to 4 plus 4x raised to 5. So I am just writing that over here, but in the exam you need to recalculate them separately. So what will be R of C comma x? R of C comma x is 1 plus 11x plus 40x square plus 56x cube plus 28x raised to 4 plus 4x raised to 5. So this is the root polynomial we have found out previously. Now let's write down what is the value of R1. You know, R1 is 11. Right, there are 11 squares. If we go to tally also, we'll find that there are 4 squares in the first board and 7 squares in the second board. So totally 11. And value of R2 is 40. Value of R3 is 56. R4 is 28 and R5 is 4. Right. So we have to calculate what is n complement as per the question. It is nothing but S0 minus S1 plus S2 minus S3 plus S4 minus S5. You have to calculate up till the value of R5, right? So S0 is given by n factorial. That means n represents how many ways the class teachers are to be put in the to be assigned to the classrooms. So the value of n is here 5, right? 5 classrooms. Value of m is 5. So the n value here is 5. So I will be writing it as n factorial or 5 factorial, which is 120. When S0 is done, S1 is given by n minus k, 5 minus k value is 1, whole factorial into rk is R1. So which is nothing but 4 factorial into R1 is 11, right? So if we calculate this, we will be getting it as 264. Next, the value of S2 is 5 minus 2 the whole factorial into R2, okay, which is 3 factorial into R2 value is 40. So this answer will be 240. Okay, again if you calculate S3 is 5 minus 3 the whole factorial into R3. So here we are getting 2 factorial into R3 is 56. So when we calculate this, we will be getting it as 112. And S4 we have to calculate up till S5. So okay, S4 is 5 minus 4 the whole factorial into R4. So which is 1 factorial into R4 value is 28. And S5 is 5 minus 5 the whole factorial into R5. R5 value is 4. So let's substitute all these values in this equation, n complement. So n complement will be S0. The value of S0 we have found out is 120 minus S1. S1 is 264. S2 value is 240. S3 value is 112. S4 value is 28 and S5 value is 4. Okay, so this represents n complement. So the answer to this question is 8. Okay, this represents the number of ways in which the work can be done so that no teacher is displeased. So this is also an important question. You may have several problems related to the same concept. This is all about root polynomial. Thank you. Let's see you in the next video session.